so I'll do go
May
live.
1st.
Yeah, hold on. I'm waiting for this to go.
Hey, we're back for 2023. Up next on Geek Out SA.
Do not attempt to adjust your YouTube video. We control the stream.
And welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Friday and we're having fun. We're back.
We're back. We're back from
We're
outer
back.
space.
So we've been gone for a long time. We had a lot of stuff happen.
We have been
and the
gone.
holidays, but it wasn't just the holidays that kept us away.
No, but we do normally take a hiatus. So if people have been watching our show, they definitely know that around that Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year time, that's when we kind of recoup, take a little break, spend some time with family. And if you've been watching the show, you know that we had a really rough year in 2022.
Yeah.
And so we really needed that time to kind of be with family and reconnect. And we've just had some other things come up and illnesses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of needed the time. And then, as you can see, we're still just the two of us. So we lost our producer. And so we were going to move it to Saturdays, but then that still didn't work out for our old producer. So we don't have a producer. It's just us.
Yeah.
So we're going to try it and see how we do.
Yeah, we're going to see how we do, but we're back and we're ready to go. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but just things have come up in the last few weeks that just made it to where I haven't been able to do it.
I really wanted to do a show way back when Black Panther came out because I had a lot to say about Black Panther. But it's hard for me to be on the show and to switch the cameras and produce the show. So definitely, if you're out there watching, let us know kind of how you feel about this format, because we may have to stick with this format.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah, and Vince feels a little unsure about this format and how you guys are kind of responding to it and how you like it. And I know I don't move the camera back and forth as much because I'm talking, because I talk a lot. And I don't get as many switches and angles as you would like.
Right. But, I mean, we'll get there when we... And there's our dog,
And
too.
there's the dog.
Yeah.
There's always the dog. Like, so we also started streaming on Twitch because...
we did that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell
That
them
was
why.
interesting.
What do you have a problem with?
I have a
I guess I thought I had turned it on and I hadn't. Or I guess it went out.
Well, change the batteries.
I hear us now.
Is it low?
Yeah, it's low now. It was perfect when we started checking. It was at all 3. Hold on, I'm going to change out the batteries. I was just showing everybody so they could see what I was doing.
So we're back?
Okay, so I can hear us now. I guess, should I just wear these? This is a cute accessory.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning, that you should listen in case that ever goes out.
It's a little just disconcerting, but I'll try. I'm gonna try because now I'm freaked out that the sound is gonna go out. It's like really weird. Okay, I'm gonna get used to it. It's good. It's better. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
I think. I hope.
I don't know.
Like,
Okay, we do have sound now, so I hope y'all didn't miss too much of it. But we were talking about video games that we might potentially stream on Twitch. Okay,
right.
So, long story short, because we turned that very short story into something very long, is we're gonna try to do some Twitch again, and see how we do. Definitely with Diablo 3, we're gonna try to do some Twitch.
Definitely with Diablo 4.
Definitely with Diablo 4 when that comes out.
Because I want to do the Jedi Survivors when that comes out, the sequel to Fallen Order.
That was such a good game. But again, that's another one of those that's a single player game.
Yeah, you can watch and commentary. Because I don't talk anyway because I'm too intense.
It's true though. But he doesn't talk anyway. Like, y'all see more talking in this weekly show than I see in a week.
That's not true.
So true. Ask any of his friends. Ask his friends. He's just not a talker. But that was what I was asking him about being on Twitch. I was like, can we even be on Twitch? Because you're very intense when you play games and you're very silent. You're there just like...
that might be what they want to see.
I don't know, maybe.
Close up of me. Just like that. I don't know.
and then when he gets his mad mode face on it.
We'll need a producer for that as well, okay?
Okay,
so,
we'll just have a producer for everything. This non-existent, ghost producer that we have that never shows up.
So one of the things that we've done during all this, we actually got to see the second Avatar.
We got to see everything.
We got to see the second Avatar.
We did.
So, and that was an amazing film.
Yes, I really enjoyed that, and
the first one was amazing. This second one was amazing as well.
Yeah, and I understand that people were saying like they felt like he was taking from indigenous people's culture and like
that's the entire point.
That's what I felt like the point was, is you're supposed to
see the parallels, to show the parallels of what happened then as opposed to what's happening with this movie.
Yeah, and you get this better understanding of, or this, I guess, this better appreciation for, this is what these indigenous peoples go through, and here's all these jerks trying to come in and like destroy their land and take over their land and take over their culture and destroy what is paramount to them. I thought it was a beautiful story of that. Yeah. And I thought it really makes you see that and feel that. And so I didn't understand the whole like being upset about that being the story behind the story, because I think that's beautiful. It shines a light on the fact that we don't treat them. Even though
politically I'm pretty liberal, there's some aspects of, I think, cancel culture that just kind of like,
agreed,
it's going too far.
And maybe it's because we're a little bit older liberals, and so we did kind of grow up, oh, that's that was a nothing. That good button, Colleen. We grew up in a time where we were a little, I guess, harsher and not politically correct, and because I'm all for being politically correct, and I think that what we did to the indigenous peoples here was terrible.
Yeah.
But to
Definitely.
tell a story like this, because there are still indigenous peoples out there in other places.
But there's still people that don't necessarily feel that's something that actually happened.
Right.
Or happened to the magnitude that it did.
Well, because the Earth is flat and all, you know. So.
It's not flat. It's not flat, guys, at all.
So even if you don't like have any,
It's
round. If you don't have any political inclinations one way or another, this is a beautifully made movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's just gorgeous. Like, everything about it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
You don't even realize the time. It's like an old school Marvel movie where you're like, I was just there for 3 hours? Really? It didn't seem like 3 hours, and I probably could have sat there and listened to this story for another 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of those kind of movies. So I was really impressed with it. I thought it was really beautiful. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a must see. So go for it.
Go for it. Check it out. It's all good.
I know you didn't want to talk about this other movie because it's like way, way, way past the time. But can we just talk about another 3-hour movie just for like 2 or 3 minutes? I just want to talk about Wakanda for just like a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Wakanda
forever.
I need to go on
So
my rant.
Yeah, I know.
You know what my rant is, so.
I don't know. It's been a while, so I don't think I remember what your rant was. I'll remember as you say it.
Okay. So are you ready for me to go on
Let's
my
go.
rant? Okay.
I'll react to it shockingly.
This is a 3-hour movie that should have been a 5 to 6 episode TV show. Okay, let's just be really honest.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Okay. Because we get all this between time from when Chad Boseman dies, when his character, who's the Black Panther, dies, to when his sister becomes the Black Panther,
Right.
Which is great. It's a beautiful story. I don't have a problem with the story, but the story should have been an episodic TV series, right? Because to have you sit there and watch all that story, which
It could have been an episodic, or it could have been at least 2 movies.
I just felt like I needed that in those episodes. Like, Marvel's done a lot of that for us, right? Where, like, if you wanted to understand the newest Doctor Strange movie, you had to have really seen What If, and you had to have seen WandaVision, and you had to really have an understanding of what was going on in the episodic world of Marvel to really get what was happening in Doctor Strange.
You could have watched it without.
A lot of people I know watched it, and that was like, no.
I think a lot of it was its own movie that could have been watched by itself, just because you didn't have all of the explanations for every single thing.
Yeah.
I think it still could have been watched without all of that.
I just think that Wakanda Forever would have been a better movie. Sorry.
I think it gave enough flashbacks in Multiverse of Madness.
For Wakanda,
to be
or
its
for
own
Doctor
money,
Strange?
to be its own movie.
Oh, you're talking about Doctor
Yeah.
Strange still. Yeah. Yes, but no. But we'll just agree to disagree. I mean, my feelings are you really needed to have watched the other stuff to truly know what was going on. But
Well,
yes, there was...
Yes, to know everything that's going on, but not necessarily to just watch it in and of itself.
But,
I don't feel.
But Marvel has done... Like, we've seen with Hawkeye, poor Hawkeye, who might actually lose his leg.
But then you're going to get
real
into the thing where just like, oh, well, let's just make everything episodic. Because you can do that with anything.
No, but I think it's nice to have some of that episodic storytelling So not everybody wants to watch the slower, quieter storytelling part of her coming into her own and becoming the Black Panther. When I go to see a movie, I guess this is me, and I've heard this complaint before.
Yeah, but then
wanna
when you
see the
do that
action
as a
sequences.
show, then you lose interest in the show because the first 3 episodes are going to be boring.
Well, then you have to write something into it that gives the viewer some reason to want to watch. There has to be some conflict basically in every episode that we want to come back and see. I mean,
Well,
it's just like
yeah,
the old days with radio and everything
If
else.
they were to do it right, if they were to do it correctly.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's why people used to just sit around their radios and listen, was because here's this episode and here's this cliffhanger and you want to come back next week. You know what I'm saying?
But they had to build up Miss Marvel when they did Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been in the same realm of what you're talking about, what they would have done with Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, but I feel like one of the things that
because
they did
a lot of people lost interest in it at first.
in Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they would. They shouldn't have, because I felt like there was enough in Miss Marvel, because
I liked it.
she's got enough of that like teenage angst and trying to hide who she is and not understanding her powers and everything. So she's got enough conflict every episode. And then like, are these people that are with, are they
Some
with
people
me or
aren't
against
into like
me?
Glee type of stuff. I am. I don't mind it. I'm just saying some people aren't into that.
No, I know. Sometimes I'm not into teenage angst. Trust me, as a middle school teacher, I've had just about all the teenage angst I can handle every day, and then to come home and see it on a television show. But it still is a type of conflict. So you're still, like, if you're not a middle school teacher, you should be okay with that type of conflict. You know, and people then have to realize that there's, like, you know, the internal conflict and who am I, and trying to find themselves and everything else. So, I don't know. I just felt like Wakanda Forever was really great, but no, I wouldn't even say it was really great. It was good, but it could have been great. I think had they given us episodes to build us up.
It could have been great if we still had Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, wow.
If we had Chadwick Boseman, it would have been great.
And that guy right there, just look at him right now on the screen.
It would have been great if we had him.
He just did that.
I'm telling you, because we wanted to see more of him.
We did.
We did they did a good tribute to him. They did.
But I have to admit that
at the beginning of the movie, did it not like kind of like tug at your heartstrings?
a little bit. I'm down for girl
before
power.
the movie even starts, when they're showing the opening credits.
I mean,
when you kind of see and
I'm all about the girl power, so I was more about, like, I was very excited to see this very girl-centric movie and to see them do a good job.
That's fine, but we shouldn't have seen that yet. We weren't to that yet.
Right. But we just had to fast forward.
But we had to. We had to fast forward. We did have to fast forward. And that was unfortunate.
You know, people dying early kind of sucks.
I hate when that happens.
It happens. You know, what are you gonna do? I don't know, but and maybe it's because we spend a lot of time on like Netflix and Disney Plus and everything, and maybe that's why I am down for this episodic stuff. And I think they could capture. I think they could capture some of the younger audiences and maybe pull them in if they could watch some of this on like Disney Plus or whatever, see some episodes to build them up, and then.
What is he eating?
Oh dear God, I don't know. I'll look.
He's eating something.
Oh no.
And I can't even see. It's like plastic something. I don't know.
Okay, you talk. Annie, what did you get?
I don't know. I can't see it.
Okay,
I'm gonna look over it.
You're the only one on camera right now, so talk to the.
I don't see it. So, I really. That was a little bit longer rant than I thought you were.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go move on. I even tried to give you some segues. I said episodic and Netflix like 27 times. I was trying to give you a segue.
Episode and Netflix. So a lot of we've caught Willow. Willow's been really great.
Oh, so yeah, so Willow just finished up.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. But what are some of the high points for you?
It's when we get to hear Mad Mardigan. That's the highest point. Because you want to see Mad Mardigan. I mean, it's Chadwick Boseman, but Mad Mardigan, Val Kilmer.
You know, his mom just passed away, so all of these dead people jokes, this is where he's got to go to deal with his
Oh, I've done dead people jokes. Well, dead mom jokes.
Yeah.
Well,
This is-
my mom jokes.
This is how he deals with his horror. So now Chadwick Boseman and Val Kilmer. Although Val Kilmer's not
He's
dead,
still alive.
but, you know.
He's still alive. He just can't speak.
He can't speak. So, so in that vein, one of the things that I thought they did really good is they have a new character that they've introduced us to that is supposed to have been friends with Mad Mardigan, and he very much
Very
has,
Mad Mardigan-esque. Yes.
Yeah, he
I
very
would
much
say so.
has that vibe, so you don't miss Mad Mardigan so much, right?
You know, another big point is when we get to see Christian Slater's in this movie, in this show, briefly.
Yeah.
And
Pretending
he was
to be Mad Mardigan.
pretending to be Mad Mardigan. He's like, you're not Mad
Willow's
Mardigan.
like, no. I mean, obviously, the best thing about this show is Willow. I mean, let's just be honest. The best thing.
He's funny.
He's funny. He's funny. He's witty. His timing is perfect.
Yeah.
He slaps those kids hard with his words all the time, and it is epic.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, slap the children. And he slaps them like physically with magic, which is great also. And he doesn't like pussyfoot around with them or anything. It's like old school, hardcore, fantasy type stuff. Like if you want to beat the baddies, you've got to practice and get knocked on your butt and get up time and time again.
I did get a really what is that name of that movie with the other dead guy? That was Joker. Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger?
A Knight's
A Knight's Tale?
A Knight's Tale. So I got a very A Knight's Tale-esque feeling from the show. Ask me why.
Why?
Because of the music.
Oh, yes.
The
yes.
modern music within the show.
Yeah.
Which they kind of did in The Knight's Tale.
Yeah, kind of. And then you have that comic relief with the Mad Mardigan-esque, so that's kind of like Chaucer in A Knight's Tale. And yeah, I can kind of see where you're getting the parallels to that. So yeah.
I enjoyed that aspect of it. I was just like, oh, that's right. But it was like even more modern music, like of today. It's not just like, it wasn't like Talking Head stuff and
of today, but also I felt like there was a lot, and I was gonna go back and check on this. I felt like there was a lot like from the 80s, from when.
But it was 80s, but it was new people that were singing the stuff.
Yeah. And it was kind of like more set to the tone of this, fantasy show.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. That was on Disney. Sorry, I keep looking down because the dog is bringing.
It's
me a
definitely
toy.
about the kids.
Well, right, because again, here we are like with Star Wars.
But here's another thing of seeing all the parallels of because it's also a Lucas film thing. So you see the parallels of Star Wars with Willow and colors.
Right.
So you're looking at Willow, and he has power, but his power is using like a green crystal.
A green kyber crystal.
A green kyber crystal.
It's not a kyber crystal, but that's what Vince calls it.
Is it?
He's not a Jedi.
Is it not a kyber crystal? How do you know?
Because I say it's not. Because I say it's a willow crystal.
It's a kyber crystal. It's in the same world, just different time.
Speaking of the same world and that
Same universe.
The thing that has started up recently on Disney, because here we are still on Disney, is the Bad Batch. So real excited to have that back.
Yeah.
totally in love with it. Not gonna say a word because only 3 episodes have been out. So,
Mm-hmm.
but if you didn't realize that it was out and you haven't caught it, if you haven't caught the first season, go catch the first season. It's really cool. We were just telling Vincent's dad about this the other day, actually.
This is the 3rd season, isn't it?
Is this already the 3rd
It's
season?
the 3rd season.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you haven't caught the first 2, go catch them, because this is about, it's basically about clones that they were trying to genetically modify
Mm-hmm.
to have like a bigger and better army, but they don't quite turn out the way they were meant to. And so that's why they're the bad batch, because they're the bad batch of clones. Like, they didn't turn out right. But they put them all together and they make them a unit, and then you get to kind of go on these adventures with them and see. And they're kind of more obviously on the rebellion side. They're more like mercenaries at first, kind of on their own side. They still are the
mercenaries.
Yeah. They're more on their own side, but they have rebel leanings, I guess you would say.
But they all, except one,
Crosshair.
went with Order 66.
Yeah.
They all refused the Order 66.
Yep.
But they took the chips out of their heads, so.
Yeah. So sometimes you got to take a chip out of your head to get to have some free will. What do you know? So, but it's really good. I will say one thing about this. They have given us a way in the animation to see that we've moved forward in the story.
Yeah.
Let me just put that out there. That's the only thing I want to say. I don't want to really ruin it for anybody. So, super, super awesome. The other things that we've been doing, obviously, is watching way too much Netflix. So.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Netflix.
And just like everybody else in the whole world, we watched Wednesday.
Yeah. I really liked Wednesday.
Oh my God, it's so good.
That was a really good show.
I was a little afraid at first. Were you a little afraid at first? That it wasn't going to pan out quite right? Like they were going to try to be too cutesy with it?
No.
I didn't think her wit really came about until the end of the 2nd episode, beginning of the 3rd episode, and then you were like, oh, there she is.
Mm-hmm.
It took them a little while to get to that kind of dark,
they
biting.
needed to explain the story a little bit.
Yeah, but I just feel like Wednesday.
I think one episode was good to get to that point.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like, if you're going to watch Wednesday, you should know that Wednesday has like very dark, biting wit, right? And she's going to cut you at the knees. And she doesn't always mean it to be mean. That's just who she is. That's just how she talks to you, and you just have to get used to it or move on. Or else she's going to put piranhas in the pool with you. It's a thing.
I hate when that happens.
I hate when that happens. So yeah, it's a fantastic show. Just a fantastic show. They did such a good job. The cast is all Latinx for the most part. The main parts that they bring in are all Latinx actors and actresses. So I thought that was a really great iteration. There are other ethnicities in there, but this was very Latinx forward.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see.
Puerto Rican.
I did have. There's
because
a couple.
Luis Guzman was in it, but that's a different Gomez than we've ever kind of seen. It's closer to the like cartoon Gomez.
Yeah, so Luis Guzman, bless his heart, is not what one would normally think of as an attractive person.
Well, they've always put kind of like nice looking guys as Gomez.
Gomez.
I mean, Raul Julia was even Gomez.
And he was hot as Gomez. Like he's got this swagger, about him. Luis Guzman doesn't have swagger. He does not have swagger. No. So it was a little interesting to get used to that.
But but is it because we see him as the guy from Waiting?
No, dude, he just doesn't have swagger. He just like
No,
does
no, no,
it.
no. But it's because we don't figure him to be a Gomez because he plays things
I
like
think
that.
just in general, yes, he plays these parts, but he's also, you know, I don't. To me, he's just kind of homely. Let's just go there. And then the other actor that I like, but really bothered me in the role was, what's his name, Armistead or what? Who did Fester?
Yeah.
Because he now granted, Fester is a derp, right?
He was a derp in this one, yeah.
I know, and he was a derp in this one. Like he was festery, right?
Yeah, he just wasn't portly like Fester should be.
Yeah, he just wasn't portly and kind of lumbery enough, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like you know.
He was like Fester on a diet.
Yeah. So there was a couple of iterations that I was like, I don't love it, but it like grew on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he was just a different Fester
Yeah.
than we were used to.
And I think that's the thing about seeing. Oh, excuse me.
But the
We've had
thing
a long
is,
day.
when you're going in as a new actor playing this part,
Right.
you have to take it on as you would, not necessarily because what's her name, the one that played Wednesday? She didn't want to play it like Christina Ricci did.
Right.
And she didn't watch any
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. And she didn't watch any of Christina's stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because she wanted to play it as her own Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because she was very close to the way Christina played it.
Or
and
she
it
was close to as a Wednesday should be.
Yeah. And it was great to see Christina in this. I was so glad that she got a really huge role in this because I absolutely adore her, you know.
Not just her, we also see the other Girl Scout, the blonde Girl Scout, as the, whatchamacallit,
Is she the therapist?
Therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a therapist.
Yeah. I was thinking there was something else that we watched on Netflix as well.
Are they made with real Girl Scouts?
That's one of my
Girl
favorite.
Scout
That's
cookies.
one of my favorite lines of all times. I don't know. I don't remember. My brain just went blank. He and I have had a very long day. We've been working all day. We just got off at 5, and then got this ready. And I can't remember what else.
What else are we watching on Netflix? Or
That's what
did
I
we?
was trying to remember. We have been so Diablo focused. We're not hardly.
On Amazon, we saw the next Jack Ryan. That was pretty good.
That was good. No, but I could have sworn there was something else that before the show we said we were going to talk about, and now I've forgotten. I don't remember. I'll remember after the show, and I'll be like, "Oh man, I was going to talk."
We should have mentioned that.
It
was all her fault.
To everybody about that.
It's all Colleen's fault.
So up and coming.
Because she's the producer.
Yes, I'm the producer.
It's all her fault.
So up and coming, we have the final season of The Flash. That's coming soon. So
yeah, apparently a bunch of the Arrow verse people are coming. Stephen Amell's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently as the Arrow.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So we should be seeing some good cameos in this final season.
Wake up!
Sorry, I'm sorry. We should be seeing some really good cameos in this final season. I hope that they wrap this season really well. They've kind of been losing me the last couple of seasons, and I know some of it is because
they've been doing that, and then they haven't been ending really great.
Mm-mm.
They didn't end really great with Arrow.
Mm-mm.
They didn't end really great with Supergirl.
Mm-mm.
They didn't end really great with not Static Shock.
Oh, Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
Yeah,
They didn't
like
end
that
really.
ending either. Mm-mm. I'm wondering if it's because they should just do these shows like Netflix and some of these others are doing them, and it's like, I have this set story to tell. I'm just going to tell this set story, however many seasons that is, like Schitt's Creek did. They knew what story they were going to tell. They told the story. It was a really good story all the way through, and they ended it when it was time to end it, rather than being like, oh, well, I want to keep the show going, which for me, I would love for them to keep the show going if they could keep it here. But when they try to keep it going for too long, it starts to, they used to call it jumping the shark because
of the fawns.
On Happy Days. Yep. When Happy Days started going downhill, he used to do all this motorcycle stuff, and then they had him jump a shark on a jet ski.
Or they go to space.
Or everybody's got to go to space. Dear Lord. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents still going to space.
Dear Lord, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I hope that Flash doesn't. They've been pretty
Agent
close.
Carter didn't go to space.
It's true, Agent Carter got like a season. So I'm really hoping that the Flash goes out with a bang and not a whimper, because they've been whimpering the last couple of seasons for me. So I'm really hoping that they can end strong.
I really liked when they were doing the Arrow's kids.
I really thought they were going to turn that into a spin-off show.
That would have been so good.
It would have really been ready. They need to start picking up something and doing something, though, because we've run out of DC shows. We do have Lois and Clark now. Right? Oh no, what is it called? Is it called Lois and Clark? What is the new one called with what's his name that used to be on
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois, yeah. Lois and Clark was the old one a long time ago, right?
With Dean Cain.
Whoops, with Dean Cain, he was so cute.
That nobody likes anymore.
He was so cute, though.
Yeah, but nobody likes him.
I know, everybody's got to be canceled because they all act like idiots.
Yeah.
You can't be in the limelight and act like an idiot. Just close your doors, turn off your Alexa, act like an idiot with your friends, give us your persona. That's all we want, okay?
Keep your politics to yourself.
Just keep it to yourself. Just keep it to yourself. Keep it with your friends and whatever. Keep it to yourself if you want to donate money or whatever. But nobody needs to hear.
Yeah, Chachi.
We just want you to be.
We don't care.
We just want you to be a persona. That's all we want. We don't want to know what your stupid opinions are, okay? Because we've got our own stupid opinions and we like them just fine.
Yeah. I like my own opinion.
I like my own. I'm gonna keep them. So we don't have a whole lot of DC going on right now.
Doom Patrol.
Yeah, but
Titans is coming up here pretty soon.
those are both HBO Max, though, right?
Yeah, but they're DC.
Yeah. I guess HBO Max is going to be picking up. Because HBO Max bought out... Because I just saw something that they're up in their price because they bought out another streaming network. So they bought all of their stuff, and I can't remember which one. But they do have the rights to all the DC stuff. So we've got, Disney giant that has all the Marvel stuff, and then we have the HBO giant that has all the DC stuff. And DC used to be better at shows than they were movies, and Marvel used to be better at movies than they were shows. I've been really disappointed in a lot of the Marvel movies lately, and some of their shows have been spectacular.
Yeah.
Like the Hawkeye show was really great.
And then Jeremy Renner gets run over by his own snowplow.
I know I said that earlier. I didn't know if anybody heard me. I was like, oh, and they said he might lose his leg over that, actually. They might have to amputate his leg. Bless his heart. I feel so bad. That's kind of sad. It's just like a freak accident that
Yeah.
But they're people. I think we all forget that these actors are people just like the rest of us, and things happen at their homes, and they're doing things at their homes, and things happen, It was just like the little kid that was in Star Trek that got run over by his own car.
Oh, by his Jeep,
Yeah.
Got pinned to his fence or something like that?
Yeah, and killed him. Yeah, crazy. It's just crazy. Things happen all the time. And Lisa Marie Presley
was
just...
like Anton something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lisa Marie Presley just
passed away. Yeah. It's just crazy. Life happens to all of us, right? I think we're starting to realize that the older that we get, life just happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Just keep on moving. Yeah.
Crazy. And then it's crazy when people that are younger than you, it happens to people that are younger than you.
Because you see Vince right here? See, look at Vince with his Santa beard. Getting old.
Getting on up there.
Getting on down the road.
But if you shaved it, I wouldn't look like that. So. So yeah, no. I really been digging that. We haven't been. I mean, we're going to be watching so much more, and we're going to be talking about so much more in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, this
I
was just kind
know
of wetting
that
our
there's
whistle,
o-
practicing
there's,
again.
There's other things that are coming about in the geek world here in San Antonio. We'll be talking about that. I think we're having what's his name?
Joseph Fling
Joseph
is
Fling.
going to come on again and talk about his con because he's going to do
Because
another
that's
one of
coming up here
those.
pretty soon.
And then Vincent got some new technology that he's going to he was playing with
I was
before.
playing it right before the show. I was playing with this, and
so
I'll
he's going to
talk
talk
more
about that.
it and
Yep.
what you can do with it. So maybe not on the show, maybe as its own
little iteration of
Yeah.
episodes. Yep.
So yeah, so it's 2023 now,
Wow, that's insane to me. That's insane.
and I still gotta post our movie,
I'm gonna be
our little short
50.
film.
I'm gonna be 50 this year. 50.
I'm gonna be
49.
49. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, please post our movie. Y'all
Yeah.
pressure him because nobody's seen the movie.
Yeah.
He's got the movie.
Yeah, post a movie. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it this weekend,
All right.
sometime. But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
And I'm Colleen.
Geek Out Essay.
Essay.